Hi there, my name is Wendy Miller and welcome to Laker Lessons, a virtual learning experience for K-12 educators brought to you by Grand Valley State University. I'm joined by my colleague Jill Weber and we'll be discussing phonological awareness and blending sounds. We have three objectives for you today. Number one, we want you to recognize the role of phonemic awareness in literacy development and within the reading process. We also want you to define and understand the importance of blending sounds, and then we hope you can walk away today being able to incorporate blending sounds into one-on-one instruction or small group instruction. When you're going through the Laker lesson, you're going to see it divided up into three parts. The first part will be research, which Jill will be discussing with you. The second part will be actually understanding what does phoneme blending mean and how does it play a part in the reading process. And then you're actually going to get a chance to be able to view phoneme blending in action. So Jill, do you want to talk about the research?
Sure, Wendy, thank you. First up, I'm going to talk about the essential instructional practices in literacy. These were created to increase Michigan's capacity to improve children's literacy. The use of these practices in every classroom, every day, can make a measurable positive difference in the state's literacy achievement. Literacy instructional practices has been identified for grades K through 12, and if you'd like to learn more about them, please go to literacyessentials.org. Scarborough's reading rope represents the many skills woven into skilled reading. Each strand in the rope need to be strong to get to the goal of reading comprehension. During our Laker Lesson series, we will be focusing on each individual strand of the rope to help teachers build strong readers. Today, we will be focusing in on the phonological awareness strand of the rope. Phonological awareness is a broad skill that includes identifying and manipulating units of oral language. Next up, we're going to discuss the phonemic awareness triangle. Phonemic awareness is a skill within the larger, broader skill of phonological awareness. And this is the ability to notice, think about, and work with the individual sounds in spoken words, or phonemes. That's a fancy word for sounds. This is a skill, again, within the larger strand of phonological awareness. The bottom of the triangle starts with the simplest skill, and then it goes up to the more complex skills within phonological awareness and phonemic awareness. All of these skills are important, again, and students will need to have a strong foundation in each of these skills before they can become fluent readers. The simplest phonemic awareness skill is phoneme isolation or sound isolation, and that is the ability to recognize each sound in a word. So, for example, the word map. The first sound in map is and the last sound in map is p. Traveling up to the next phonemic awareness skill is blending. Blending is just reading. When you're blending sounds together, it's reading. But blending in phonemic awareness is all auditory. We don't want to put the letters in because we want students to have a strong foundation in that auditory skill of blending sounds first. Wendy, what do you think is important for teachers to know about blending?
Yes, let's talk about the actual definition of blending. Identifying a word when you actually hear the parts of the word, either the phonemes, and remember, Jill mentioned earlier, a fancy word for phoneme is just sound, or syllables in isolation. So it's identifying the sounds and then blending those sounds together. Let's go over an example of this, and the best way to do this is to use a nonsense word. I'm going to give you some sounds and I want you to blend them together. Sh, ah, b, s. The word is shabs. Even though that was a nonsense word and you've never heard that word before, you were able to blend the sounds together. Let me show you what this looks like when we actually put letters with the sounds that I gave you. It's sh, ah, b, s. The word is shabs. Why is it so important that students blend sounds together? Especially, why is it so important that you do it without seeing the letters at first? Let's look at basketball and how a child would go to make a layup. When a child is trying to actually make a layup, it's really important that they pay attention to the footwork because the footwork lends itself to making the shot. The same thing applies with phoneme blending with regards to reading. They need to practice blending the sounds together prior to seeing the letters, because this way, when they go to see the letters, they can actually read the word. I want to talk to you about sounding out a word versus blending the sounds together. And this is something that you probably don't even notice that you're doing. When I was working with my son and he wanted to read the word 8, if I said to my son, Carter, sound out the word 8, this is what typically would happen. He'd say I, g, h, t. But if I said to Carter, Carter, can you blend the sounds together for me? And if I told him these 4 letters represent the sound A, he would say, oh, Mom, that's easy. A, t, the word is 8. So when you're working with kids, if you can just change your language a little bit, and instead of saying sound it out, if you can say blend the sounds together, you will see a huge difference in the way your kids are looking at the letters and blending those sounds together. To see this in action, we've actually included a video in the description along with tools to support the lesson you are viewing. You will actually get a tool called sound boxes. These sound boxes go a long way towards allowing your students to practice blending prior to seeing the words. We hope you've enjoyed learning about phoneme blending and the role it plays in the reading process. If you want to view more Laker lessons or participate in other development opportunities to enhance your work, please visit gvsu.edu/CSO and check out what is offered under the Professional Education tab. Jill and I are so happy that you could join us today for this Laker lesson, and we look forward to seeing you in the future for more opportunities to learn about the reading process and the skills found within it.